It's nice to be again in the park. Many times there is wind that comes, and when it comes, the eyelashes are like antennas and they blink. And that's when we tear much more. It's so dry to do it in front of the computer because the computer leads to squinting of the eyes and the eyes just don't blink as much. It's also nice to be in the park because it's very nice to sun. As you remember, the sunning exercise is one where we close our eyes and we move the head from side to side. We move to the right, we move to the left. As we face the sun, the pupils constrict. As we move away, they expand. The movement has to be complete. And when we move to the side, we massage the eyebrows. And again, the eyebrows. And so we move from side to side. And we do it for 4 minutes. And in the middle of sunning, we will turn around and palm for a short moment. And then we'll turn around again and sun. If the sunning is done right, the eyes start to be wet. If it's a warm day, you need to wash your face with cold water before sunning and right after sunning. I also learned that it's wonderful to massage the hand when you sun, exactly in the area between the thumb and the index finger. It's a wonderful area of the flesh that we can put pressure on that can really relax this whole area that gets all the way to the neck, to the jaw, and to the eyes. So massaging here is wonderful. Massaging the arm is wonderful as we sun and move our head from side to side. So again, massaging the eyebrows, putting some pressure on the bridge of the nose, and then massaging the eyebrows outwards is a great thing. Rubbing the hands while we sun, turning around and palming. We haven't done the full 4 minutes, which are the minimum for sunning, but it's such a wonderful thing. My eyes feel already better and relaxed. So we need to really learn to adapt. Many people say, well, I tear when I bicycle. Why? There is wind. The eyelashes are like an antenna. And so we need to understand how important it is to use the eyelashes as much as we can. And also massaging around the eye orbits, the eyebrows, and the cheekbones is an important thing. So I put pressure on the bridge of the nose, massage outwards, pressure on the nose, massage in, where the bone connects to the nose. And that's the beginning of my work that can make my eyes more wet. Sitting in front of the computer and looking at the computer and responding with the keyboard, or worse, sitting in front of that smartphone or tablet and typing and looking can create dry eyes. No question. Because it slows down our blinking, because many people strain. One of the things that will stop you from having dry eyes is waving your hand to the side and knowing there is a periphery. So you don't strain constantly at the computer and at your keyboard. And as we'll discuss it further and further, we will focus on other things like our middle back. But remember, being in nature, looking out, that helps our tearing to be basically moderated. Have more tears when we need, less tears when we don't. But the artificial life that we live, where we have to sit in front of the computer or we look at that phone, we need to respond to that. So waving the hands to the side is one thing, stretching is another thing, and making sure that the eyes always blink. Thank you for joining me. I just want to say that we'll take a break of a week next week, from the Thursday classes, but then we'll return to them. We simply have a lot to do. And I want to right now continue and talk about the importance of tearing. They're saying these days that many people, especially most people past the age of 50, either have too many tears and have no control over their tears, or most of them have dry eyes. This is really a concern to me because I think that many pathologies start that way. It's true, the doctor said, well, your eye is okay, it's just dry. Here, take some drops. Well, you take the drops and you may not do what it takes to make the eyes wet. So a few things I want you to understand. Number one, when you look at a tablet, and by the way, I recommend to have a large screen. For example, I have a large screen in front of you. None of you need to have a real large screen like I do, but it's always good to have a large screen and not to strain your eyes on a small screen. But if you have a large screen, make sure that you wave your hands to the side or wave one hand all around to make sure that the periphery also works. Another thing is, it's good for you to check, am I blinking? And I found that many people with eye problems start with blinking problems. So let's talk a little bit about blinking. Actually, I will sit more back so we can all see me. So blinking is a tricky thing. We basically confuse between blinking or squinting. Now, the four languages that I speak in, there is no such differentiation, but I like to make differentiation. And this is that squinting is when I tense my forehead, I tense my face. So many people do it so automatically and think nothing of it. I have no problem with you tensing your face on purpose. I have a big problem with you tensing your face, not meaning to tense the face. So you sit down, you tense up as you work your daily work on the computer, and these days we look at the computer all the time. So number one thing is massage around the eyes, okay? Very, very important. And this is massage around the eyes, like this. So we start by putting pressure on the cheekbones, on the pressure on the bridge of the nose, and then massaging gently. Pressure on the cheekbone where it connects to the nose, and then massage gently. And let's do a few of those. It's a real good thing to do. So again, you start with pressure and then pressure, and then massage the forehead real hard. Now, I have a bigger forehead than most of you, obviously, but nevertheless, put the fingers, interlace them and massage outwards. You can also put some squeeze on your forehead and relax it. And see if the eyelids are now a little bit more relaxed. The other thing is touch them. Now, you couldn't be gentle enough in touching them. Oh, my best guides are my own clients. They can actually inform me if my touch is gentle enough or not. So you rub your fingertips and then you stroke your eyes really gently from the eyebrows to the eyelashes, from the eyebrows to the eyelashes. Again, put pressure on the bridge of the nose and move outwards. Pressure on the nose and move outwards. Pressure on the bridge of the nose and move outwards. This is something very, very important. Now we go to the real deal. And all of you, you have to understand, it's easy exercise to do physically. It's very hard exercise to do mentally. And this is this. I close one eye and the other one is open. I close the other one and one is open. And you want to know that there is no tension in the eye that you close. So if I close my left eye, I'm stroking my right. If I close my right eye, I'm stroking my left. This was opposite. I'm closing my right and I'm stroking it. I'm closing my left and I'm stroking it. And so I said it wrong. If my right is open, I'm stroking my left. If my right is closed, I'm stroking my right. So I'm stroking my left eye all the way from the eyebrows to the eyelashes, all the way from the eyebrows to the eyelashes, and I blink. And now I can close the eyes one by one, and I'm covering an eye and then covering the other one, covering an eye, covering the other one, back and forth. This is so important. Now is the hard one. First of all, massage your forehead very nicely. Let's do again what we did before. You put pressure on the bridge of the nose and you massage outwards. Pressure on the cheek where it connects to the nose and massage outwards. So the idea is outwards. I know some cosmetologists don't like that, but this is a real good one. And massaging the forehead. Now comes the hard one. You rub your fingertips, and then you put your fingers right under the eyebrows. Now you will massage the eyelashes. Remember, I'm right now putting my fingertips all under the eyebrow. My fingers are surrounding, and remember the word is gentle. Gentle, gentle, gentle. I can't emphasize it enough. That's the only thing that makes it hard for me to teach on Zoom. I want to know that you do it gently. So you very gently, very, very gently, rub your fingertips. You be very aware of your fingers. Being present with them is so important. So you put your fingers gently around an eye. Let's say I'm putting it over my right eye. Let's all of us put it over our right eyes. Then massage the forehead. And what you do is you put thumb against 3 fingers and you massage the forehead while blinking with the left eye. This is a fantastic exercise. Now, many of you, if you cover the right eye and you blink with the left eye, you feel movement in the right eye. Our job is to eventually not feel movement there. So if I cover one eye, it should not be moving. Again, you don't do it forcefully. You cover the eye very gently. My fingers are like sensors, and when I blink with the other eye, the eye that I cover should be really, really gently touched, and by promoting the eyelashes, thinking my eyelashes are closing and opening my eyelid. See, it's the eyelashes, which is our antenna when there is wind, and they cause us to blink more to get more tears. So focus on the eyelashes that open and close the eyelid. And by the way, breathe in and out gently and slowly, and put real pressure on your forehead. Then do the exact opposite here. I massage my forehead while covering. Again, the word is gentle. Gentle like a feather. I will not stop saying it because I want to make sure that you're doing it. Don't fall asleep and all of a sudden put pressure on your eye. Even mild pressure is not good. So you massage the forehead and you think that right now the right eye opens and closes. It's so easy for me to not distinguish them well because the right one looks left and the left one looks right on my screen. But nevertheless, that's what you do. I'm covering the left eye. I'm blinking with the right eye. I think about no movement. Now we'll continue. Again, put pressure on the bridge of the nose and massage outwards. Pressure on the area of the cheekbone connecting to the nose and outward. Now we're going to the next deal. Take a deep breath. Rub your fingertips again. I am now covering my right eye and I'm blinking with my left. Do the same thing, please. This is not a show, this is a lecture. So you open and close your eye and you think that the eyelashes are opening and closing the left eye while I'm covering the right eye. And then close the left eye. Now keep massaging the forehead. Don't open the eye to see it. Just remember it. The forehead, you put your fingers together and then you stretch them apart and visualize that the left eye is opening and closing and that the eyelashes lead that movement. The eyelashes lead that movement. And it's delicious to breathe right there and then. Breathe deeply, breathe gently, and now blink. And think that the eyelashes are doing it. Even if you slightly decrease the movement in the covered eye, you did a lot of good for yourself. Now cover the other eye. So this time I'm covering my left. I massage. I close my right eye and I visualize that I'm opening and closing the right eye. Let me add to it something I didn't do on the left. Massage the eyelashes. Think the eyelashes are doing the work. Visualize the eyelashes are opening and closing the eye. And now blink. Another one we could do is I'm closing the left and I'm stroking it. I'm closing the right and I'm stroking it. And another one is open and close, open and close, open and close. So I'm covering my right eye and I'm closing it. I'm covering my left eye and I'm closing it. The ability to have lighter eyelids is the beginning of tearing properly. Now, one more thing to say about computer use. Okay, remember we talked about peripheral work, that we want to work peripherally to not strain. But another thing is, no matter what we do, it could be too much for us. And so what we have to take is a towel that we put around the eyes, better lying down, you know. So if you either sit or lie down and you put a towel over your eyes, and it is with refrigerated water, like 25 minutes in the fridge or 2 or 3 minutes in the freezer, and then you keep it in the fridge. And about 6 times a day, put cold water for less than a minute, 45 to 50 seconds. And it makes such a difference, because what it does, it takes away your inflammation. That's the big deal. It takes away your inflammation. So taking away the inflammation allows you to have better blinking and better tears. So until now, we talked about blinking. And in the video, when I was in the park, we've shown you how it's important to connect to the elements, to the sun, how it's important to connect to the sky, to the wind. But right now, I want to talk about two things. Now, normally we palm for about 6 minutes. And if you can bring me the DVD, the DVD Mozart for palming, it's in the dark room, it would be a great thing. So let's all of us prepare for palming. It's going to be exactly for 6 minutes that we palm. But then after the palming, there's a continuous exercise. I want you to understand a few things. The facial muscles and the eyelid muscles, as well as the 4 out of the muscles that move the eye, and as well as the pupils, are all connected neurologically. And for example, when people came to me and they couldn't open the eye or close the eye, I would work on the face and I would work on the pupils. So that's why when you do sunning, it helps blinking. Okay? When you do palming, it helps blinking. So the lighter your eyelids are, the better you blink, the better it is, basically. So the thing that I want, is that the same one? Yeah. Okay. Thing I want you to do is interlace your fingers and move your arms in rotating motion in both directions. And then point the fingers outwards and the hands outwards, and move the arms in rotating motion in both directions. Then massage your arms and breathe deeply and slowly. Then rub your fingertips. And I want to exactly say again, I wish I could put my hands on every one of your eye orbits. It is a crime to put pressure on the cheekbones. Not legal crime, but crime for your eyes. Yeah, we want to rub the hands and very gently put the hands over the eye orbits. That gives them a chance to be nurtured by your eyes. So I'll turn it on, no problem. So you put your hands around the eye orbits. Rosando is so helpful, I must tell you all. So you put your hands around the eye orbits. You breathe deeply and slowly. You count 6 as you inhale and 9 as you exhale. You visualize the dark color and you visualize more blood coming to your eyes and to your eyelids. I'm going to play a nice piece from Mozart. If you don't have a palming stick, which I recommend that all of you should, then please put a bunch of pillows on your desk, and we'll start with the palming work. All of you must be palming and breathing as long as we hear Mozart. It's only about 5 or 6 minutes. Palming should be done minimum 6 minutes. Remember, never put pressure on your cheekbones. And remember to breathe slowly and deeply in and out through the nose. And visualize you're seeing complete darkness, if not complete blackness. Don't forget to breathe.
Never put pressure on the cheekbones. Remember that. If you need to put pressure, put it on your elbows. Not on the cheekbones. Not on the forehead. Visualize the eyes as soft. I hope you enjoyed palming as much as I did, and I want to tell you that one of the things that I do after I palm, especially if I'm in a dark room, I like to do it in a dark room, and because it's easier to do this exercise in a dark room, I look up at the ceiling and I move my eyes in rotating motion, or I move it from corner to corner in an H shape. So I look at the right and then to the left and then diagonally to the right and then straight to the left and then diagonally to the left and so on. So I move my eyes in rotating motion. And as I told you, there's neurological connection between the eyelids and those areas. You see, what stops you from having tearing is swollen glands. But number one, they're swollen because of the fact that you look at a computer so much and strain your eyes so much. Number two, because the eyelids are not light enough. They don't stroke them well. And so it's so important for us to make the glands move in a very nice way. And that happens with loosening up the facial. We've done some work on the jaw last time, which I don't have time to review, but you definitely all have it in my book, Awakening the Power of Self-Healing. You know this book, I'm promoting it again. We went out of financial promotion, but still $30 for 600 exercises is not that bad. But what I want to say is that this book does have exercise and also Vision for Life will have the exercise that you need, and it is now in so many languages. I lost count. I think like Vision for Life is right now in like 14 different languages that you could work with from wherever you are. So you have a lot of those exercises, but I just want you to understand the connection. You can't just work on blinking. It is almost a mistake to say blink, blink, blink. In order to blink well, the face must be relaxed. In order to blink well, your eye orbit should move in an easier way. It goes also the opposite way around. You can't really move the eyes at great ease if you don't blink well. And blinking well is blinking rapidly, but very gently. And most people who use the computer blink 1/3 of the blinking that nature gave us. Not like being outside, not like being in the wind, but we're today are computer people. I promise you that the humanity will have so many more problems with the eyes as a result of not understanding this. The eye strain is immeasurable in front of the computer, not because it has to be, but because we didn't learn how to compensate for sitting in front of a computer. Now there's another element, and that is the middle back. Now, working on the middle back helps both over-tearing and dryness. So I want to just review a couple of exercises for that purpose. And why don't we start on the chair, then we'll go to the yoga mat. So we'll work like this. First of all, move your whole body in rotating motion in both directions. And breathe deeply and slowly. Now you can hold one side and move in rotating motion on that side. And you can hold the other side, move in rotating motion. The other side. And the next thing is you sit cross-legged and you move your whole body in rotating motion. And then you hold one side and you move in rotating motion to that side. all the way. And let your head drop. Let your head drop. And do exactly the same thing on the other side. Then do exactly the same thing here. You cross the legs opposite. Move the legs in rotating motion. Move your upper body in rotating motion in both directions. Hold one side and move in rotating motion. And hold the other side, move in rotating motion. Now, stand on all fours. First of all, relax and lift your leg up. Rosando, can they all see me lifting my leg up?
Yes, they can.
Okay, beautiful. Stay there for a breath or two. And then lift the other leg up. And bring it up enough that you can feel that your hip is stretching. Now, basically lean on your knees. And now, those of you who had retinal detachment recently, don't do that. Doctors say don't do it if you have glaucoma. I personally don't agree with them, but if you want to listen to your doctor advice, which I definitely understand why, then do that. If you want to hear what I think, and I'm only a teacher, I'm not a doctor, I think you could do it. Okay, so here it is. We move the forehead from side to side. So we put our forehead on the mat or on a sheet or wherever your forehead is comfortable to be placed, and you move from side to side. Again, those who just had retinal detachment, do not do it, imagine it. Those who are apprehensive of doing it, like if the doctor tells you to not do it in case you have glaucoma, then imagine it as well. Those who feel comfortable doing it, please do it. So then we move in rotating motion on the crown. So again, from side to side and in rotation. And I want you to do it a little bit longer, but not much longer. I don't want too much blood to come to the head. To help the blood to come to the head, we want to put pressure on the neck. And we, again, will move in rotating motion in both directions. Hold and move in rotating motion in both directions. You may feel that after massaging your forehead and massaging your crown, it's a bit easier to do. And then sit opposite and move your whole upper body in rotating motion in both directions. And hold and move to one side. And then move to the other side. And a couple other things we should do for our middle back. One is take 2 tennis balls if you have them. And otherwise, I don't care, any kind of balls or, apples or something. And first of all, stand against the wall and put the balls on your middle back. So you put them right here on your middle back. You stand against the wall and you put pressure on the wall and you lift your arms up and down. And you can also lift them one by one up and down. Very good. And then you can bend and straighten your legs a bit as you do that. To give yourself good massage, you can move your arms in rotating motion, massaging the middle back. You can point them up and do it this way, in rotating motion, massaging the middle back. And again, you can bend and straighten your knees. You can then relax your neck even more
by putting your forehead on the wall and moving the head from side to side. I like to do it on a more smooth surface, like a door, you know. But the important thing is that if you hold your head, you can move the head from side to side without resistance of your neck. That your neck will really relax so you can move it. So one more thing, we're going to lie on those tennis balls on the middle back. So you get down and you lie down, you put the tennis balls on the middle back, and you move your arms in rotating motion in both directions. And then you move your arms in rotating motion in both directions to the opposite side. And you can combine it with an exercise of looking around in your room, especially if it's dark, looking at different corners, right? So it's nice that we're going to put this in YouTube. Sorry for all of my small errors today, but nevertheless, I think that you can get more or less what you need to do. And again, move the forehead from side to side, move the crown in rotating motion.
Meir, step back a little bit.
Step back, okay.
Right there, try to do that again.
Okay, move the forehead from side to side. Can they see me now?
Yeah.
And move the crown in rotating motion. We've done a slew of exercises, and again, as I said, it will be on YouTube sooner or later, so you can capture them and work with them. But the principle is we want light eyelids. Light eyelids can stop over tearing and can make the eye moist. That is the most important thing for you to know. To have light eyelids, you must have relaxed face, relax and complete movement of the exterior muscles. The eyelids have to be very much in coordination. Each one should work separately, easily. The forehead should be relaxed, and then we can work better. I want to announce that tonight, Pacific time from 7 to 9, I have a lecture in East West Bookshop, and you can register to East West Bookshop. We'll send everybody the link to do that. Rosando says yes, so that's great. We'll send you the link for East West Bookshop. We also have a workshop, hopefully, this coming Sunday. Also, I'm going to be in a very big conference. Do you remember the name of that conference?
The embodiment.
Yeah, the Embodiment Conference, which has already 250,000 people who registered to it. I'm one of the speakers, and I'll be speaking in a section which is called Therapy and Guidance. So basically, I will be a coach. In there, I have 45 minutes. Rosando works very, very hard on a nice video. I hope they're going to let us have it there. We're kind of submitting to them a bit late, but if that video would be allowed, it's fantastic. So anyway, I want to see as many as possible in my workshop this coming Sunday, and as many of you in the Embodiment Conference, and as many of you in the lecture tonight. So you can understand why we're basically overwhelmed with how many things we have to do. And we're so small, especially because Corona have limited the number of people who work with me. And as good as Rosando is, and as good as all the supportive staff that we have here, we are really overwhelmed. So that's the only reason why we're postponing the next lecture. Remember again that you put a wet towel, a wet cold towel, not ice. Ice is too much. 3 minutes in the freezer, maybe 4 minutes in the freezer, maybe 2 minutes in the freezer. I think 3 is good. 20 minutes in the fridge, or the whole day in the fridge after putting it in the freezer. It will really ease all that inflammation. But if you cause yourself inflammation, do all you can do to not have it. Now I'm open for questions and answers.
Hello, everybody. So yeah, please use the raise hand feature, and we will ask you to unmute yourself if we pick you. So Without any further ado, if you guys have a question, please go ahead and raise your hand. I don't think anybody has a question yet, but somebody did ask you what was the name of the Mozart song.
I think it is Piano Concerto number 23.
Okay. Yeah, nobody's asking a question today, Meir.
Okay, thank you everybody and have a great, great day. And in a couple of weeks, we'll meet again.